Here's a little recap of our Wednesday night class. It's the first of a three-part series about bringing heaven down to earth. And we're talking about the description of the second temple that was built by Ezra, and it was later rebuilt. It was reconstructed or added to by King Herod 80 years before the destruction, which took place in the year 69 Common Era. It's a beautiful fortress, beautiful temple built on a mountain. It says whoever has not seen the temple, the building built by Herod, has not seen a beautiful building in their life. And now we have the remaining western wall, that the last wall that people pray. We pray by the fortress, by the retaining wall of Jerusalem. Of course, the other walls, some of the other walls exist, but that's the most famous one. Some say because the divine presence dwells in the west, closest to the Holy of Holies. What does this mean for all of us? God tells us and commands us, build for me a sanctuary and I will dwell within them. It doesn't say I will dwell within it. God wants each and every one of us to be a temple for God. Not just that there's the temple in Jerusalem, but that each and every one should try to make our own heart a place for God, our own home, our own corner of the world a place for God, where God could walk in at any moment and say, I am comfortable with my thoughts, speech, and action of this person, that I'm comfortable with the way the person conducts business, I'm comfortable with the way the person interacts with their fellow man, and kindness and love and charity. Our job is to try to make the whole world into a holy place, a home for God. That's why we're here. So when we learn about the temple's construction, it says that when you learn about it, it's as if you're building the temple. God said to Ezekiel, even after the destruction of the first temple, tell the Jews of what the temple's supposed to look like in the future. He says, why? The temple's been destroyed. He says, because the temple was destroyed, my house should remain desolate. Have them learn about the dimensions, and I will make as if they're building it by learning about the dimensions. So when we learn about the construction and the different dimensions of the temple, that is how one of the ways that we rebuild, fulfill the mitzvah today of building the temple. And we bring about the ultimate third temple, which will come very soon with the coming of Mashiach. And that temple will never be destroyed. And then these 3 weeks will be transformed to days of joy and happiness. Please join us next week on Wednesday, 7:30 on the Zoom for the second class on bringing heaven down to earth. When we bring heaven down to our earth, into our physical life, we bring godliness into the physical world that we live in. That brings heaven down to earth for all of mankind. As Maimonides says, that the world is on an even scale of good and evil. Do one more mitzvah and you can weigh down and bring redemption for all of mankind. Your one mitzvah could be the last mitzvah to bring Mashiach now. Have a wonderful Shabbos, everyone.